rev it up and welcome to Cars Yeah, show number 2091. Be prepared to be inspired.
This is Cars Yeah, where you'll enjoy interviews with inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Mark Green is here to provide you with a fuel injection of automotive inspiration. So get in, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for a wild ride here on Cars Yeah.
Hello, inspiring automotive enthusiasts, and welcome to Cars Yeah. I'm in Crosby, Texas today with a very special guest by the name of Chris Lyerly. Chris, welcome to Cars Yeah. Do you have any gear, and are you ready to release the clutch?
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me today. We absolutely have it in gear and ready to release the clutch, sir.
All right, we'll have some fun. Now, before I give you a proper introduction and we dive into your world, what's one little thing that most people don't know about you, Chris?
You know, Mark, a lot of people don't know about my great-great-grandfather and a line of mechanics in my family. My great-great-grandfather was a line mechanic for Ford Motor Company way back in the early 1900s.
Whoa.
Yeah, absolutely. So that time he worked with Henry Ford. You know, Henry Ford overseeing the operation there. And if you look through our family's line, you can see that we have a long line of technicians and mechanics. You know, mechanics, it's in our genes.
It sounds like it. That's fascinating. Wow. I don't think anybody else who's been on the show, and I've interviewed a lot of people, has a relative that worked with the Henry Ford. So that's pretty darn cool. Well, you listeners are going to understand that lineage of mechanics and being around automobiles and engines is continuing with Chris. So let me give you an introduction here. Chris Lyerly is the Area Vice President for Cox Automotive Mobility Fleet Services in the Western United States. He's responsible for an area that spans from the great state of Texas, I've got roots there, all the way to the West Coast. Chris has been in the automotive and fleet maintenance sector for over 25 years. He started as a medium-duty mechanic in a Ford dealership and rose through the ranks via his raw talent, training, and leadership. I think some genetics had something to do with that too. You'll learn listening to Chris that his passion for inspiring others to become great technicians and leaders is quite contagious. He's an avid automotive enthusiast, a drag racer, and key team member in the Cox Automotive family of businesses. We'll be back in just a moment, but first a word from our sponsor, so give them a little listen. Just keep your seatbelts on and your wrench in your hand. We'll be right back. My friends at Covercraft offer you 10 different options. That's right, 10 for your vehicle's protection. You can choose from Weather Shield HP, HD, Sunbrella, Ultratect, Reflect, Form Fit, Custom View Shield, and their newest 5-layer all-climate cover, 3-layer moderate climate cover, and a 5-layer indoor option. You have all sorts of ways to protect your car. All of these are custom tailored by Covercraft's talented craftspeople. It's the form and fit with the quality to attention to detail that's been their standard since 1965. Surface protection is the best way to preserve the investment you've made in your vehicles. It's what I do. Covercraft protects cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs, trailers, and watercraft too. I have a Covercraft cover for every one of my vehicles, and I've got a deal for you. If you use the code YEAH21, YEAH21 at covercraft.com, they'll give you 10% off your order, plus you get free shipping. That's right, 10% off and free shipping. Just use the code YEAH21 at checkout. Covercraft, protecting the things that move you. After listening to Cars Yeah, a buddy of mine ordered his custom Zengen oil analysis kit, and boy, is he glad he did. He thought his 10-year-old car was doing just fine. However, when he got his online Zengen score, the inner workings of his car engine told a very different story. His score was a 5 out of 10, and he learned a major repair was imminent. He shared his report with his mechanic and learned, well, he was facing a $7,000 rebuild. Maybe it's time to sell. Wouldn't you like to know what's lurking under your hood? At only $39.95 and free shipping both ways, your Zengen oil analysis kit is less than an oil change. It takes less than 5 minutes to collect your vehicle's sample and mail it back to their world-class labs. In only 5 days, Zengen sends you a link via email to your very own Zengen score. Your custom report measures 30 different data points, including contamination, lubricants, metals, additives, and a whole lot more. My buddy was so glad to learn his score and chose the option before a costly rebuild was needed. Go to ZengenScore.com and use the code CARSYEAH20 and get 20% off your first 2 kits. Boom! What a deal. Preventative knowledge and maintenance could save you thousands, and you'll rest better at night knowing that your engine's condition is A-OK or maybe needs some help. And remember, Zengen also makes a spectacular Father's Day gift for Dad, and Father's Day is coming up soon. That's ZengenScore.com and use the code CARSYEAH20 for 20% off today. Zengen, you'll rest better at night. Most people don't think about their collector car insurance until their annual premium becomes due. Well, why wait and see if there are better options for your beloved rides? I didn't. Did you know if you change carriers before your policy runs out, your insurance company has to refund you the unearned portion of your policy premium? I did my homework, I shopped around, and I found American Collectors Insurance. They've been protecting collector vehicles since 1976. I encourage you to call my friends at American Collectors Insurance. Ask them about their agreed value policy. And if your collector vehicle is on your regular auto policy, you will be shocked at the savings, not to mention the assurance, should something bad happen to your ride, that you'll get what your vehicle is actually worth. Give them a call today for a quote at 866-ACI-YEAH. That's 866-224-9324. Tell them you're a friend of Mark Green at Cars Yeah! American Collectors Insurance. Classic car insurance designed by collectors for collectors. Automotive enthusiasts just like you and me. That's American Collectors Insurance. Give them a call today. So, Chris, we are back. So I want to dive a little deeper into this world of mechanics and what you're doing at Cox. So there's a lot to talk about today. So, my friend, take the wheel.
Mark, I'd love to tell you more about the Cox Automotive family, the people we're investing into, and what my role with the organization is. Cox Automotive, it's part of Cox Enterprises. It's a family-owned company. It was founded nearly 125 years ago as a newspaper company in Dayton, Ohio. So today, Cox Enterprises is a global company with 50,000 plus employees and $20 billion in revenue. And Cox remains a value-driven private corporation that can invest in long-term growth and is proud of its 4-generation family leadership.
There is so much to encompass here because this is massive. This is huge. So let's drill down to your responsibilities and your area of focus, because one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show is I'm real key on helping people get into the automotive industry, helping young people find jobs. And that's a big part of what you do, right?
Absolutely. Well, I can give you some great examples of how the Cox Automotive family and our team are innovating in this sector of skilled trade to be more open and inclined for people to join our ranks. And the first thing is military recruiting. On an average, there's 250,000 military personnel each year that join the civilian sector of work. Partnering with those segments of the military to provide a platform for those individuals to really have a healthy and productive career once they enter the civilian sector. Well, that's just one of the ways that we're innovating to provide help to veterans transitioning back home.
Yeah, this is really cool. People who listen to this show, our valued listeners, know that RPM Foundation and Tech Force Foundation are two of my charities of choice, and they're real big in this area too. And you think about all those skilled people coming out of the military that have learned to do these trades and then need to apply them to the private sector. And that seems to be a bit of a challenge sometimes because of rules and regulations. But how specifically do you help these folks locate and find careers that are rewarding so they continue this skill set they learned in the military?
Well, that's a great question. So we've got several different ways we can achieve that. One of them, for individuals with high caliber talent, the Cox Automotive family, we currently have about 350 active open positions. And Mark, that spans from coast to coast for skilled technicians. And that's the trades of heavy-duty diesel mechanics, light-duty mechanics, automotive mechanics, trailer mechanics, paint and body techs, you name it, fabrication. And our newest line, which we're really proud of, Mark, is EV technicians.
Ah.
Absolutely. If anybody really looks at the surrounding today, they see the future of transportation has a strong grip in the world of electrified transportation. So innovating those individuals, training those individuals is really key to our growth and the transportation industry's growth in the future.
It's got to be really rewarding for you, I would think.
Absolutely. You see people grow and aspire. They recognize talents that was not there initially, and they also get the ability to grow a talent that they have to a greater capacity. And, Mark, one of the things that we really love near and dear, and I've saved the best for last for you, Mark, is Fleet Tech. We're really proud of Fleet Tech. We've talked about how this industry is needing great individuals that are aspiring, that want to join our ranks, because there's a big lack in the amount of technicians we have entering this workforce. And so from that, Fleet Tech is our foundation for training the next generation of technicians to come. So whether, it's someone transitioning out of the military, they have a foundational learning experience where they can actually get the tools to be the people they need on the ground with the experience, making the money they need to in a new career path. So a lot of people would say, it's just another VOTEC school, Mark. And I can tell you, it is way more than just another VOTEC school.
It's exciting. And how about for, let's say, young people wanting to get into this field? Because one of the things that I love, and it's a quote that they use, is blue collar is the new collar for careers. And it used to be that people would look at these types of jobs as, I think I should go to college and get a degree and I'll get a much better job. But I think what people are realizing now is if you love doing this, these are high-paying jobs. They're really great jobs. And more importantly, what I've learned interviewing so many people is you need to find a career path that you enjoy, something you want to do. And if you love working on vehicles, why not do it all day long and get paid for it versus waiting for the nights when you get home or the weekends to play with your cars and trucks?
Absolutely. So that's one of the areas we are building with Fleet Tech too. We have active personnel that are in Fleet Tech right now that didn't know exactly what mechanics were 5 weeks ago. And it's people that are wanting to have a new career path. They're wanting to try to do something different with their lives. We have candidates that have, degrees in other categories that when they look at us and they're like, hey, I really love mechanics. I remember changing a transmission out with my dad when I was 11 and, I really got a passion for this type of thing. So those individuals, it's really open to anyone that is aspiring to be a mechanic and wants to get the foundational learning to do that. No experience necessary. We take those individuals and from other careers that are looking for a change, people just trying to break into the field. And then also we're helping those people that just need a push in the right direction to get their foot through the door. A lot of people ask, how do you get into it? It's a niche market. It seems difficult, Mark.
I usually say this for last, but I wanted to touch on this now. For someone who's listening to the show and is interested in this or knows somebody who perhaps is young or getting out of the military or even wants to change careers, how do they learn more about this?
So that's great. We've got a bunch of links here. We'd love to get this out to the listeners. So for someone who's really wanting to see what this is about, take a gander over to fleettech.com. FLEETEC, fleettech.com. And all of our information for our class is right there. Mark, something we haven't had an opportunity to touch on yet, but it's super imperative to this is, this isn't just another VOTEC school. We pay our people to go to school and learn.
Whoa.
And I think that's critical.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute. You're going to pay me to go to school? That's incredible.
Absolutely. That's right. We pay our students to go to school to learn a new career path in the world of mechanics. And like I said, no experience is required, but the drive to learn a new career and pave a new path for others to follow, well, Mark, that is. We need those people. And so I can take that a little bit farther if you want me to, Mark.
Yeah, please do.
Absolutely. So our Fleet Tech graduates, we give them $20,000 in tools to help them be successful in the field.
Whoa. It's incredible. Wow. I mean, think about this. How many other schools pay you and pay for your supplies? Most schools you go to, you have to pay for everything, and you come out of that with a huge debt in your pocket for loans. And this is really cool. And I knew this before, but of course, I wanted to bring this to the listeners because when I first met you and learned about your program, I got so excited because there's so many people out there that could benefit from this. And again, I'll put links on to Chris's show notes page on the Cars Yeah website. So if you're driving right now or running and you can't stop and take a note, but this is really phenomenal. I love what you're doing. I really like to also ask people about what I call driving inspirations, people who are very inspirational in your life. I know you're a huge inspiration to so many people, but is there somebody like that in your past?
There definitely is. And one name really comes to mind. And it's a gentleman by the name of Donnie Poplowski. He's a great friend of mine, superb inspiration. He's a mentor as well. He taught me what empathy, humility, and really listening to people, what it meant. Really listening to people, not just hearing another person talk and waiting your turn to speak, but, understanding what they're trying to convey, helping them form a resolution that's beneficial, not just to you, but to the other person as well. A lot of challenges can be much greater underneath the surface. And, Donnie did a great job of showing me how to navigate those challenges and understand what the broader perspective could be for an individual going through a problem, internally and externally. He just taught me, you have to be willing to put yourself in their shoes, be empathetic, and know what they need to be successful and help them get to the point they need. And that's great leadership, Mark.
It is. Mentorship is so important. And here's a great question. Not sure if I've asked anybody this question about mentorship, but I want to stay on the subject for just a moment because it's really key. How would you advise somebody who wants to seek out a mentor? Because for many people, they don't quite know how to do it. They don't know if it's proper to ask. How did you find this mentor in your life?
Mark, that's a great question. And for someone who's really wanting a mentor in their life to learn what the value add of leadership and just help them navigate those waters, finding people in your life that add to what you need is where you need to look. Become a sponge around those individuals. Donnie was a gentleman that hired me out of Florida and brought me to Texas. And I knew right away, Mark, that how he presented himself, I'm like, man, I could learn a lot from this individual. And he invested into me. Very genuine person. And that's the traits you want to look for. Mark, to take that a step further, a lot of organizations do that for their people and simply asking the question of, hey, I want to better myself and I want to do something a little bit different or outside of my comfort zone. Those questions can lend way to opportunities just as that.
Well, it sounds like exactly what you guys are doing there at Fleet Tech is offer opportunities to people. And all they have to do is step up and work hard and listen and learn. And who knows what the future can be. So it's a really important topic. We'll take a short break and thank our sponsors as we come back. I wanted to ask you about a big challenge and how you dealt with that. So keep that in mind. Keep the wrench in hand and we'll be right back. I've teamed up with AutoGeek because, well, they've been the leading source of auto detailing products, accessories for more than 20 years. Their Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax is specially formulated from Brazilian carnauba wax. It's easy to apply on any paint surface and provides that warm glow that we love, especially me on my vehicles. You're going to love it too. A favorite of car shows countrywide, Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax from AutoGeek wipes on easily, requires no drying time, is easy to remove, and provides up to 90 days of protection against damaging environmental contaminants. This wax is designed to exceed the standards of the most discriminating enthusiasts and collectors. Go to autogeek.net to get yours for the best product selection on the internet today, along with their very skilled technical support. Autogeek.net. That's where I go for all my detailing needs. That's autogeek.net. Linkage. It's a new quarterly publication and website that covers the automotive market, driving, restoring, collecting, and discovering your passion for motor vehicles. Linkage is about experiences, opinions, and values. Linkage is an actual informed, reasoned opinion based on first-hand experiences. A talented linkage team covers the automotive world, the people who share your passion and mine, smart, considered, rational, and experienced opinions, ones you can learn from and grow. That includes our passion that drives auctions and the collector car market. So come with me and join us on this journey. And be sure to use the code CARSYEAH when you subscribe, and they'll give you $10 off. Boom! Linkage, geared for the automotive life. Subscribe today at linkagemag.com. So, Chris, let's talk about this, the challenge question. I ask all my guests this. It's really more about what you learned through that experience. So take us on a bit of a rough, bad, idle ride. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I tell you, this was a great question. It had me thinking, business and life is challenging by all aspects. But, I'd say one of my largest challenges I faced in my professional career, Mark, was back when Dickinson Fleet Service, it was a fast growing organization. And, we were on the move. We were growing rapidly. We were being looked at by large organizations, really wanting to make us a greater part of their idea and growth. And one of my tasks in the Western United States was to align the operations strategically for a growth expectation. And, that took a lot of networking, Mark, with a vast amount of people across a large organization, internally and externally. And also talking about leadership, I had to bring harmony to a field operations to work within the West. And, Mark, I leaned in on the skills that I've learned along the way from the people that had mentored me, and I went to work. It took time and just investing into people, showing them what they can achieve. Man, I tell you, that's big. That's worth more than any monetary value you can give me. Really seeing someone who is shining after investing into them, you're really buying into people. Man, that's worth its weight in gold, Mark.
I heard the secret sauce and golden nugget there about challenges is finding a way to help others. And that seems to be a reoccurring theme from so many successful people I talk to every day, is when you're facing challenge, find ways to help others, and that will help you overcome your own obstacles as well. That's absolutely fantastic. Looking ahead, bucket list items, things you'd like to accomplish, things that you guys and your team want to accomplish there. What does the future look like for you?
Well, in business, Mark, I'd love to become a public influencer, just advocating growth and, helping people put their best foot forward. In my opinion, it's a rotating door. You can accomplish really big things, but there's always more to be done in that aspect, just helping people strive for greater things. Real leaders, what they do, Mark, is they blow wind into a person's sail, letting them see greatness.
Yeah, I love it. Well, again, it goes back to the reoccurring theme I hear over and over again, is helping others is a secret sauce to life. It's how we feel the best about ourselves, and it's how you carry things forward. It's a pretty simple concept, but a lot of people, it takes them a long time to figure it out. Some people sadly never figured that out. It's more about themselves and how they can get ahead. But boy, you surround yourself with people that you're supporting, and yeah, the sail fills with air and you get to go along for the ride too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we love to talk about vehicles here, so I got to ask you about a special vehicle in your life, something that tickled your fancy, that you really enjoyed. So take us for a fun ride. Yeah,
so historically speaking, Mark, I've been a Ford guy most of my life. And, my brother...
I wonder why with that grandfather.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it's in the genes as well, too. So,
yeah.
So my brother and my father met, they're my diehard Chevy guys. And, here in the past year, my brother and I, we had to endure the loss of our father due to cancer.
Oh, I'm very sorry. My condolences.
Absolutely. Such a great man. I mean, he's got more passion in the car world of all of us combined. And, my father, he had many cars over the years. And so he had two that he was working on. One was complete and one he was still working on. And it was in his will. He's like, I got these cars go to my sons. And my brother Jonathan, that was a cut and tubbed Chevy Vega. And
Vega, I remember those. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he had a 1963 Nova 2 that was cut and tubbed that he wanted that to come to me. So That's a great memory of a car. What we're doing, the plan is to finish the build as designed by my father. And, it's going to be a cool street car that we're going to hand down to his grandkids.
So how are you feeling about coming a bit of a Chevy guy now?
I'm liking those Chevy 2s and cars. They're pretty slick. Actually, my son, he's getting ready to the driving age. And, we've got a thing that we say in our family, we don't buy the first car together. We build the first car together.
I love it.
Absolutely. So he's chosen a 1969 Camaro, and I like them. They're nice. They're nice, Mark.
Yeah, very cool. I'll tell you something. My first car was a 67 Chevy Nova too. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. I was kind of a European guy. And of course, at that age, I wanted a Porsche, but I couldn't afford one. And this car was nothing fancy like what you have, but they always have kind of a little place in my heart. My friends called it the Mobile Wave. It was kind of a metallic blue turquoise color. I lived in Southern California. We surfed, so I put racks on the top, and it held all my friends and got us to the beach. So, yeah, I think you're going to like that thing. But cut and tubbed, I couldn't have dreamed of that back in those days. That would have gotten me in trouble, I think. In fact, I know it would have got me in trouble. I always talk about ways to give back, and what you're doing for a career and what your team and all of your team members there are doing is really giving back. And we've touched on this a lot, but are there some specific ways for you personally you like to give back and help others?
I think we've talked about a lot of things here that are, things that are really near and dear to my heart, Mark, that allow us to give things back to people and understand that greatness and, building and growing new talent, helping others realize, how to be great leaders, what that looks like to be a great leader, understanding what a team culture is, something that is very near and dear to all of us in the Cox Automotive fleet service industry is promoting and showing a sense of inclusion for all of our team members and just providing a clarity. So people are not a number. People are very intimate. You get the time to understand your people, getting to know people on a personal level, not just in business, but, understanding what's going on with their lives, that gives them a feeling, a sense of being a part of a team. And that's big.
It shows that you care. And, I think we've all, well, maybe not all of us, but some of us have worked in places where you feel like your boss or the next layers up, they don't even know you have children. They don't really even care. And it's pretty easy to figure out. It goes back to what you said. If you just take a moment and listen to people. And we've become this kind of isolated world, especially after COVID too, sadly, where a lot of people are working at home now and you're even more separated from people. So it's more important to tune in, I think, on who people are. Take a moment to ask them a few questions. And I know that gets into, there's HR directors out there listening going, no, you can't ask anybody about their personal life. I mean, that's created another boundary. You can't even comment on what somebody's wearing anymore because it might be perceived as something different. It's a little bit of a balancing act these days. But I think, again, what you said was really clear and pertinent, Chris, is you've got to listen to people. Be quiet and just listen to what they're telling you. If you be quiet, they'll give up a lot of information, won't they?
Absolutely. They want to talk. 98% of people just need someone to listen to them and just understand the challenges they're going through, Mark.
Yeah, that's the secret. So let's talk about a great book. I know you have a couple books to share with us.
Sure. I can give you two. Dare to Lead by Bren Brown. Love what Bren Brown's doing. She's a native Houstonian. She puts a great perspective on what it means to be present in the arena. She is a person that in her past as a leadership coach, she's helped people understand how to harness emotion, squash fears of failures, and become a daring leader. Second book I'd give you is by Simon Sinek, Leaders Eat Last. Great book. I'd want anybody to take a spin and reading those. There are a lot of great information there.
Yeah, Simon has some incredible things. I love another one of his is the why. Determining your why in life and what's important and why. But yeah, Leaders Eat Last. Yeah, he's got some wonderful TED Talks. He's got some great things on YouTube, and the books are fantastic. So those are two awesome books you've offered to us today. So I'm going to enable you to go on what I call the ultimate drive. I'm like the dream come true. I'm going to open my checkbook, and you can buy any car you want. I'll pay for it. You can take anybody you want with you, somebody living or somebody who's passed. And you can be driving anywhere in the world. So what is this Ultimate Drive, I know, pretty fantasy world, huh? But I love it. It's good to think about. What does the Ultimate Drive look like for you, Chris?
Man, first off, Mark, I want to thank you for opening that checkbook up. This
You're
is going to be a
welcome.
rather expensive ride, sir.
Uh-oh. You're not a cheap date, so I've heard.
So we are going to go on the Cannonball Run, Mark.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this sounds like fun. So, in fact, I've had Brock Yates' son on this show to talk about the famous Cannonball. So, okay, Cannonball Run.
Yep, coast to coast, baby. That's it. So we're going to take my father and we're going to take my brother with us. Okay.
Nice. Okay. What are you going to be driving? That's the big question.
Yeah, that's where it gets kind of expensive, Mark. So we're going to be switching between two cars, Mark. We're gonna have an AC Cobra and we're going to have a Di Tommaso Pantera.
Oh, okay. Well, a regular listener, a good friend of mine, Chris, is listening, got a big smile on his face. He just got his Pantera back from, multi-year restoration. This has been a long, painful process. The thing is gorgeous. Congratulations, Chris, that the green monster is back in the garage. You picked two very cool cars, and they have a lot of similarities in a way because they've got those beautiful European lines, but American horsepower, right?
That's right. That's right. You got an AC Cobra. That's just pure classic American iconic. And then you got that raw power from Di Tommaso Pantera, that rear engine design. I mean, it just screams, I want to go fast.
Yeah, Chris, you need to come over to the house here, buddy. Give me a ride in this restoration, okay? I'm waiting for you, so let me know. That's pretty fun. Well, you're right. You're not a cheap date. 2 cars, 2 power horses. I'm not sure if anybody else has asked for 2 cars or not. That's an interesting reply. But you know what? I said you can do anything, so you're a smart guy. You took advantage of that situation. You've taken us on an incredible drive. You and I could talk a lot more about this topic, but I want my listeners to invest some time. I'm going to put links to how they can reach out to you on your show notes page. So just go to carsyak.com, type in Chris Lyerly, Lyerly, the only Lyerly here in town, a good Southern name. Before I let you go, could you share some parting words of wisdom, advice, or inspiration with our listeners?
Absolutely. So with as much innovation that is underway in our world of mechanics, this is a great opportunity for people in our country to have a challenging and successful career ahead. We need that next level of innovators to join the mechanical field and just help us keep pushing the world forward, whether it be from a technical or, Mark, like we've discussed here, from a leadership aspect as well. Those people are what keep us moving forward and inspire us to do better each and every day. Absolutely.
And you know what, listeners? Chris has provided an incredible opportunity. Just check them out. I mean, everything what you guys are doing is top-notch, superlative. It's what the world needs right now. What we really need going forward are these jobs. And now perhaps some of these mysteriously missing workers that have vanished across the country, maybe it's because they're looking for the right thing to do. And I think this could be a great solution for many, many people. Again, how can people learn more about you, your team, and what you're doing there?
Absolutely. So you can go to Cox Automotive Mobility, and you can see our entire Cox Automotive family. And then if you're wanting to apply for a particular job that we have open, we're going to have some links here for you, Mark, so we can share them to the listeners. They can click them directly. And then lastly, but not least, fleettech.com, FLEETEC tech.com.
Absolutely.
That's the place we need to go. And you log on there. There's a ton of information, Mark, talking about Fleet Tech, how we're empowering our people to make their mark, and then get the training we need to start a bright and new career.
Fleet Tech, Cox Automotive Mobility, Fleet Services. I mean, there's so many opportunities here we're providing today on Cars Yeah. This is absolutely fantastic. Chris, hey, thanks for joining me today, spending some time and sharing some incredibly valuable things. I think we're going to change some lives with this show today, which I'm super excited about. Until you and I talk again, my friend, I'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. This was really fun. TechForce is a charity of choice here at Cars Yeah. Auto techs are in high demand, but the supply, it's critically short. For every 1 tech who graduates school, there's 5 jobs waiting for him. Said another way, 4 technician jobs go unfilled for every technician graduate. Lots of young people love cars, but don't know how to turn that passion into their careers. TechForce Foundation shows them through career exploration, technical education, and the workforce development solutions. Join Cars Yeah in supporting TechForce Foundation and its mission to solve the technician shortage by donating at techforce.org today.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's ride here at Cars Yeah. Drive on over to carsyeah.com to find show notes and inspiring automotive fun. Download your free copy of Filler Up, a fun book filled with gorgeous photographs of fuel filler fun, including quotes from more inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Download your copy today, and we'll see you next time on Cars Yeah.